Yeah, okay, perfect. So a little bit about PeopleFund, who we are, what we do, and who we help. I know Luis kind of mentioned this a little bit, but again, we are a nonprofit community lender. We've been established since 1994. We are certified by the U.S. Treasury as a community development financial institution. So what that means is that we are committed to serve underserved markets. Laredo is one of them. A big portion of this area, South Texas, that I cover is part of it. We also do, our target market are minorities, women entrepreneurs, and veteran-owned businesses, and of course, businesses that are in the low to moderate income levels. We are also certified and preferred lenders for the SBA. So we have some of their programs available with PeopleFund, and we'll go into the programs in just a bit. Like I mentioned, a CDFI, which is a community development financial institution, we like to give back to our community and help entrepreneurs and small businesses flourish so they can have a healthy Texan businesses. So we do, we're all across the footprint in Texas. So our home office is in Austin. We have some in San Antonio, Dallas, Fort Worth, Laredo, the Valley, El Paso, Houston, and Lubbock. And we also do offer veteran lending in Texas and in Oklahoma now. So we're kind of getting out of Texas borders and going into Oklahoma slowly. And a little bit of our portfolio. We've done a lot of work more in the Dallas, Fort Worth area, of course, in Austin, where our home office is from. And since our office, I guess, is not as new as it was before, but the impact that we're doing here in Laredo and South Texas is growing little by little. So we're happy about that. Like I mentioned, we help women businesses, veterans as well, businesses in the low to moderate income levels, the rural areas, and we also help businesses that are already established, which is over 2 years of running and having revenue, and also startups. So if you have an idea, that you haven't even put into paper, a business plan or anything like that, we're here to help you as well. And we're going to be talking about access to capital, which is very important, especially now with the pandemic going on. It's been a little bit harder to try and get access to capital to the businesses. So, we're going to go through a little bit and what questions you need to ask your lender. In this case, it would be PeopleFund, or if you're interested in going with a bank or with another community lender, these are just important things that we should cover. The first thing is just how to prepare, to start your application or to start the journey in trying to get a business loan. It's very important to check your personal credit, especially if you're a startup. Here at PeopleFund, we only check what is the TransUnion Credit Bureau. And we don't really look at your credit score per se. We like to look at your history. So just to make sure that you're up to date on all of your accounts, whether they're small loans, whether they are a vehicle or your mortgage loans, just make sure that everything is up to date. We do look at collections, and I'll go into that in just a little bit. If you have defaulted on your student loans, or if you own property taxes, they end up doing a tax lien on you. All of that information will go onto your credit report. So it's just really important to keep an eye out on all of that going on with your credit report. The second would be the source of income. So the way that we verify your income is, of course, with your tax returns, pay stubs. If you are retired, I've had a few clients that are retired or they're veterans. We do take in their what is it called? Their veteran pay. So their disability pay and all that good stuff. So that goes in place. Sorry for the background. I have a baby. She's really loud, so I apologize for that. So that's what we'll look at for your income, your business plan. Especially if you are starting up your business, it's very important. It's a living document that's going to help you put all of your ideas, everything in place in one paper. And so this is not only just for startups, it's for existing businesses. If you are established already and you are wanting to grow, it's very important to keep something on track on paper. So we'll look into that. It covers your project budget, use of funds. If you're requesting a loan, how will you be using the funds? Is it for working capital? Are you purchasing equipment? Your projections, of course, if you're starting up, the business description. And then have you done any market research as well? Say you're opening up a boutique, but down the street there's another one. What is the difference? How will you make clients come to your boutique rather than the one across the street? We also look at collateral as well. So some lenders like to have their loans fully collateralized. Others are don't. It just depends on their policies. But most of them, they try to cover as much as possible. If there's not sufficient collateral, then that's when the SBA guarantee comes in place that can kind of mitigate the risk for the collateral coverage. And also having your injection, your personal injection, or what you're bringing in. Do you have funds set aside to start up your business as well? Us lenders will look at that. And also your character. This says a lot from your credit. Have you been able to pay your past obligations? Are you doing well, financially as well? And then understanding financials too. So understanding how to create a profit and loss statement, your balance sheet, and cash flow. So if you are a startup or if you already are an existing business and you don't have an accountant or bookkeeper, you don't have everything written down on a piece of paper or a spiral, and you need some guidance on that, you can also come to PeopleFund as well. We also do have I'm part of the education department. So we do a lot of the business coaching, and we have seminars or webinars available for this type, if you're wanting to know a little bit more about your financials as well. And then questions to ask your lender. I think the most important one would be your interest rate. Will it be a loan, or does it vary? Will it be a balloon payment? One month it would be $100. The next month it could go up to $150. It's just very important to ask that question. Also, is there a monthly service fee for your loan? This we kind of see like with credit cards too, that they'll charge like a fee, or it'll be per year. So that's really important to ask. Again, on the loan interest, if it's important to ask if there's any buy down grants that will bring down your interest rate by a point or two. It's always really good to ask for that. We do have that available with PeopleFund, so I'll go into it in just a little bit. And then we also, what I think is very important is you have post-loan support. So some lenders kind of just go through the process with you, get it approved, here's your money, and that's it. You need to pay us back. Here with PeopleFund, we actually do have post-loan support. So we kind of hold your hand while you're trying to move forward with your business, if you're a startup or whether you're expanding. So we do provide that here. Like I mentioned, we have our education department, and we have workshops and webinars with you, and we have the one-to-one coaching sessions as well. And what makes PeopleFund a little bit different, like I mentioned, we're a nonprofit. We support the underserved populations. There is no application fee. I know that some of the banks and some of the credit unions do charge anywhere from $5 to $30. So there's no fee with us here at PeopleFund. Like I mentioned, with your credit, you do not have to have a minimum credit score with us. We will be looking more at your what is your history too. We have flexible term loans. There's no prepayment penalty. So if you want to pay off your loan before your terms, we do not charge you an extra fee or anything like that. And we will go into the technical assistance and education just a bit. And some of our lending strengths. So 90% of our loans are to our target markets, which is 66% last year were to startups. And we've had different loan products that respond to the client's needs. We had Hurricane Harvey hit a couple of years ago. We did a special program for that. Flash Fund, thanks to Rebuild Texas, COVID assistance as well. We'll go into that in just a little bit. And the good thing with here at PeopleFund is that we don't submit your documentation into a system. Someone actually reviews your documents. So I think that's really good. It's human versus automated. So that helps a lot when trying to do your loan decision, or when we get a follow-up, we can schedule a call with not just your loan officer, but also the underwriter. So that I feel that's really important. Whether you would go to another lender, it's just something that's submitted into a system and it gives you a denial. So I feel that's really great. Our loan charge-off is very low just because our terms are very flexible, and our team is always here to assist you. If you're a day late or you need an extension, that's available for you all as well. We're not going to be knocking your door trying to collect your collateral, your business equipment, or anything like that. So that's the reason why our loan charge-off is very low. And then here are a few of the products that we have available. The first one I'll start with is the SBA Micro Low. So this loan is used for working capital, equipment, or inventory. The current interest rate is at a 7% rate, and this loan can be anywhere from $1,000 to $50,000, and it's a 5-year average term. If you are a startup loan, though, you do get 3 additional months, and those are 3 additional months. You will only have to pay your interest. So it's just interest payment the first 3 months, which has helped a lot of startups. While you're trying to get a lease going or decorating, doing changes, if you're renting, trying to get all your inventory in place, those 3 additional months will help you a lot, especially if you're not generating revenue just yet. We also have the Community Advantage Loan. So this loan program is for loans that are $50,001 to $250,000. The interest rate right now that we have for that one is 8.25%, and it's for 7 years as well. We do have that 3-month interest option only for startups, so it'll be available for this loan as well. Here in Laredo, I think we've done a little bit. When I was a loan officer with PeopleFund before, I did a little bit more of the micro loans, not so much Community Advantage, but it's growing. So we're seeing a lot more of those type of loans here in Laredo and South Texas as well. We also do offer the SBA 504 loan. So this loan works with a bank. So say, for example, you are requesting a loan amount of $350,000. You would have to choose a bank of your choice, and that is also an SBA 504 lender. And what they will do, how the loan will be worked is that 50% will be financed by the bank, 40% will come in with PeopleFund, and the 10%, that would be the client's responsibility to have as their personal injection, what they're putting into your business. The interest rate, it just depends on the bank that you're working with. I don't think we've seen any more than a 3%, and it's a fixed interest rate. And it goes up to $5 million, and it can go up to a 25-year term. It's just depending, your terms will depend on the loan amount for this. So we do have available, and that's kind of used for when you're purchasing large, heavy equipment, inventory. If you're going to be building a building for your business, this can go into the 504 loan program. Then we also do have the PeopleFund Flash Fund loan. This one came in not too long ago, and it's used for quick funding. So speedy loan funding within 5 days as an alternative to pricey online lenders like predatory lenders. I've seen a couple of clients that had somewhat of an emergency, and they were wanting to go to an online lender that was going to charge them 38% or 40% interest rate. They came to us, and we were able to do their loan within, I believe the quickest loan I've done was 3 days or so, and because they were able to get this flash fund loan. So this flash fund loan can be up to $25,000. This is the only loan program that we do have to really review your credit. So you have to have at least a 600 credit score with no recent collections, no late payments whatsoever, in order to qualify for $15,000. And then for the to step up to $25,000, you do have to have a 650 or over to qualify for the 25. Again, no recent collections, no late payments. The interest rate is a little bit higher just because we do not review your financials. So we don't request tax returns. We don't request any bank statements. We don't request any profit and loss statements or anything like that. We will review only bank statements. So it's also important to not have any overdrafts or any NSF fees for this one. And if you're covered with that, it will be practically an automatic approval, and it's less documents too, like I mentioned. The term would be also for 5 years. And we also do have the PeopleFund small business loan. So this one is used, say, for example, you came in and you requested an SBA Community Advantage loan. But for some reason, if you do not qualify, say because the background check didn't check out, we would move into this loan program. So the interest rate is at a 12% fixed rate, goes up to 350,000, and it's also anywhere from to a 5 to 7 year average term, and that just depends on your loan request as well. Sorry about that. We also are a lender for the Paycheck Protection Program, the PPP loans. So President Biden just announced changes to the program. So I think one of the most important ones is that they offer this loan specifically for businesses that have 20 employees or less and that are sole proprietors from February 24th through March 10th. They'll be focusing on those applications. And that's also including nonprofits in there as well. So those are just things that just came up from the SBA. I think there was a little bit more bullet points on here. So they will allow sole proprietors and independent contractors to apply for this. And then they will eliminate any restrictions that they had prior to PPP for access for small business owners with prior non-fraud felony convictions. And then they also will eliminate here, give me just a second, if you struggle to make any of your student loan payments, they kind of just swipe that off of the policies in order to qualify for this as well. And I think a very important one that we see here a lot in our region, because we're a border town, is they also ensure access for non-citizen small business owners who are lawful U.S. residents by clarifying that they must use their individual taxpayer identification number, which is the ITIN, in order to apply for the PPP. So I would get a lot of calls from clients or from businesses that they were not U.S. Citizens and they weren't able to apply for the PPP. So that has also already changed, which I believe is great, especially for our community here in South Texas. And then for our women entrepreneurs, we do have an interest rate by down with the Tory Burch program that we have available. This 2% buy down can be used for the first $100,000 that is borrowed. So say, for example, you're coming in to us and you're requesting a loan of $50,000. If it's approved and everything, your interest rate will lower down to the 2%. So that's what we have available for our women entrepreneurs. Let me go back to my last screen. We also do have what is the veteran interest. Sorry about that. The veteran interest rate of the 5%. This can be used, the 5% can be used across all of our products, whichever loan program you have. And if you are honorably discharged, we'll of course request a copy of your DD-214, just verifying that you are honorably discharged, and you will receive what is the 5% interest rate for your loan. So that's really good for our veterans. We also, for women's, let's go back to the women's, we do have the Women's Business Assistance Center. We have one in Dallas, and we have one in our home office in Austin as well. We have available the Bloom Lab. So this offers co-working space, kind of like what we see here at MileOne. It's less smaller at our Austin office, but it's designed to educate and help our businesses in the Austin area. And so we have that available, of course, not at the moment because of COVID, but hopefully once COVID, calms down and everything is a little bit back to normal, that will be available for you all in the Austin area. And so I wanted to go over a little bit of the documents that would be needing during the loan process. The personal documents that we'll be requesting would be, of course, state issued ID, which will be a driver's license, also a borrower information form. So some of these documents are forms that we have available. So it'll be a borrower information form, the personal financial statement, are two forms that we have in-house that we'll send to you. Like I mentioned, we need to verify your income. So we'll request pay stubs. If you have any benefit letters or from your retirement, we'll request that as well. 3 months of your personal bank statements. So this would be including your savings as well. And then your 3 years tax returns. And if you are a startup, we will request a resume, just wanting to see if you have any relevant experience in the type of industry you're wanting to open your business in. And so for the business documents that we will need for startups, of course, it would be your business plan. 3 years of financial projections broken down by month, proof of your 15% of owner's equity. So this is your personal injection. That needs to be seen in liquid funds. So say, for example, you have $2,000 in cash at home. At the time of the loan, when we're submitting all of your documentation to underwriting, they do like to see that you have those funds already in your bank account, whether you have it's in your personal bank account or you already have your business account up and running. We'll request your EIN number, tax ID number. Of course, your business registration would be your DBA, or your articles if you are an LLC or a corporation. Collateral description sheet, what you'll be able to put as collateral, whether you have a personal vehicle that's already been paid off, the title is already free and clear, we can use that. Or if you're an existing business, we can use any inventory equipment that you have, or any purchase that we'll be using from the loan proceeds that can be used as collateral as well. The breakdown use of funds, how we'll be using your loan. So say, for example, you're requesting 25,000, 5,000 will be working capital, startup costs, another 5,000 for your equipment. So we like to have that just broken down. And of course, verification of the use of funds will be the quotes or invoices if you're purchasing your inventory or your heavy machinery, anything like that. Business debt schedule. So say, for example, you've started your business, you have a business credit card or a personal credit card that you've already charged on couple of things. We like to see that as well. Most of the time, if you have charged on a business credit card or a personal credit card, your interest rate is a little bit higher. We are able to pay that off. It just has to be higher than our current interest rates, and we'll be able to help you out with that. And then also credit unavailable elsewhere form. So this is just a form saying that you have not made any other loan application that's currently open right now, or say if you did go to a bank and you were denied, that will cover, that information is covered in this form. And this is an internal form that we'll send out to you as well. So that would be for startups. For existing businesses, an existing business is already a business that's been established, generating revenue for more than 2 years. We'll request your financial statements, so profit and loss, income statement, cash flow, all that good stuff. 3 years of business tax returns. In this case, if you have 2, that should be fine. You're covered. The same documents similar to the startup with your EIN, your registration, collateral, breakdown use of funds. If you're purchasing anything, of course, your quotes, all that good stuff. And if you have any business debt, we'll have to list that out also. And then the same form, the credit unavailable elsewhere form. And then we also do have a specific loan process that we use for trucking and logistics, just because that's what we see here down in the border in Laredo and also in the Valley. This loan program or loan process is used a little bit differently. So for this one specifically, PeopleFund requires you to have 15% of injection if you're a startup. So that 15% can be used as your down payment, or PeopleFund can actually pay your semi-truck, or whatever machinery you're going to be using if you're in this industry, at 100%. But that 15% will have to be given in a form of check to PeopleFund, and this will be considered as reserved funds. And the reason why we do that is because the trucking and logistics industry is already risky enough, and these funds will be set aside, and they can be utilized either, say, for example, you had to put $5,000 away into the reserves, and that's your loan balance that can be paid off. With that, if you have any issues down the road, say, I know with individuals, I have few semi-trucks, they either need new tires, transmission gave out, or something like that can be very costly, we can submit a request to use those funds to fix up whatever you might need for your equipment or for your semi-trucks. Or the other option was just be paying off your loan on the terms, and once it's paid off, these funds will be returned back to you. And so, this either way, this money is going to be, it's in reserves with PeopleFund, but you're not paying it to us. We're just kind of holding it in a savings account for you, and it's going to get returned back to you. So that's what we have available for the trucking and logistics. And of course, with this, we require additional information. So your USDOT numbers, or if you are going to be leased out to anyone else, we do request like a lease agreement with them, the location where your truck is going to be stored when you're not out doing trips. If you have any contracts, like I mentioned, if you don't have your DOT numbers, you're going to be working under someone else's authority. We'll also request the contracts and the hauling agreements, and your tax and title and license information if we are purchasing a semi truck too. And the next part that that would be for our loans. We also do have our education department here. So what we offer here with PeopleFund and the education team is one-to-one business advising, your coaching session. So you can schedule an appointment with me. I cover all South Texas. If you need assistance with, say, for example, marketing, or you're looking for someone to do your bookkeeping, taxes, we have mentors also across the state of Texas that we can refer you to if it's something out of our reach. We kind of call ourselves generalists, and we kind of help you start up your businesses and give you resources. But if there's anything specifically that you need, we do have mentors available for y'all. We also do have, well, we used to have the classroom instruction. Right now, it's just been everything through Zoom, but we do have programs available to help you out if you need more assistance with your financials, you don't know how to do a profit and loss or an income statement. We have that available for you all as well for webinars. Business planning is really big with us. It's very important because, like I mentioned before, it's a living document that's going to help you throughout the life of your business, whether you're starting up and trying to expand your loan. We have that available for you. We'll send out any templates. We do not write them out for you, but we can review what you have already available and give any, I guess you put notes on your, what I've done is that clients have sent me their business plans and I go over it, and there's any notes or something I feel that they should have or more details, we'll go in and talk about that too. And it's also needed when you're requesting a loan with us. So it's really good to kind of just go through our education team, and then we'll send you over to the lending team too. We also help with your financial projections as well. And then we have networking events, and we also do have partners that come in together to cover different topics. Just like yesterday, Amber and I from Ambitious, we've partnered up for the last 3 years, and we have, the talk tax and funding. So we'll do that. And if there's any banker presentations that we have available that will benefit our clients or, any entrepreneurs, we share those resources as well too. And these are just a couple of the programs that we have. It's a little bit different due to COVID. Some of the things we've been focusing more on PPP and COVID relief, but these are a couple of one of my favorite ones that I've done here in Laredo for 2 years has been the People Spring, which is the Women's Networking Luncheon, and we'll invite a few panelists that have successfully grown their business and have also given back to the community. And so they'll kind of tell us, how they started, their obstacles, and what their plans are for the future, how they help our community too. Another important one that we've had before across the whole state of Texas, these are all available, is the People Vet workshop that we have. So this one is specifically for veterans or spouse of veterans, and this is available when you are starting up your businesses. We'll go through all the curriculums on how to do this, or how to write your business plan, how to do your financial. We'll cover all of those too. I'm in charge of trying to help out a lot of our Spanish speaking clients. So we hope to have more of that available for our Spanish speaking clients, like the Spanish course that we have, Fuerzas Financieras, which we cover what is called all your profit and loss financial statements, but in Spanish. So we're hoping that COVID kind of goes away soon so we can go back to our regular scheduled events that we used to have throughout the year. And then if you have any questions, I'm available. This is my information. Email is kind of the best way to contact me right now. If not, if you're the type of person that wants to give a call, feel free to reach out to me. Bill Anderson is also our regional lending manager for South Texas. So he covers the whole Valley, Laredo, Eagle Pass, Corpus Christi, the Bay Area. And I did not include his information, but I will send this out if you registered on our email. Our loan officer is Manuel Santos. You can also find him here in Laredo. We're not going into the office that much just because, COVID, but we are available by email and by phone as well. So that's a little bit about PeopleFund and our funds and our education department, how we give back and how we like to help entrepreneurs and small businesses. Okay. Lisa, I'm not sure if we have any questions.
Hey, Victoria.
I thought we lost you for a bit.
You. No, you did. You did.
Oh, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me? You can't hear me at all? That's weird. Still no? You can't hear me? I don't know. Okay. Now you're muted.
Yeah, I can hear you. We're good.
Okay, awesome. Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Technical difficulties. Sorry, y'all. I was taking a call. I'm currently on my own here at the office, so I'm kind of multitasking. Thank you, Victoria, for all the information. Somebody asked, will this recording be made available? Deanna, yes, the recording is on our Facebook page. You can access it whenever you want. There's also the recording of yesterday's presentation from Amber, which had information about updates to taxes for this next year. We have a Q&A also.
Yeah, Deanna, also, if you have any specific questions, feel free to reach out to me by email or by phone as well.
Amber asked, what is the approximate turnaround on those business loans? I know you had like a list.
Yeah, so it all depends. There's different factors that go into that. Like I mentioned, the flash fund loan is designed to have quick funding. So within 5 days for that one, if you are doing an SBA community advantage, then that does take a little bit more just because it's all of our documents and plus the SBA forms, and it has to go through our underwriting department, have an approval, and then it goes through our SBA department as well and have an additional approval, I guess you can say, from the SBA. So it depends a lot on the client. How quick are you able to turn around and send all the documentation, fill out all your SBA forms, and have that submitted to your loan officer. Our underwriting department works rather in a good pace. So it does depend on the client. I've been able to do a loan, like I mentioned, in 3 days, and I've taken up to 6 months to do an SBA micro loan. So it just depends on the client, depends, I guess you can say, on our pipeline. Our underwriters are like I mentioned, have a good pace on that. So just depends on your business and the documents that are requested as well.
Hey, Victoria, I have a question because we've had a few members that have gone through PeopleFund. I know you guys have a portal for the loans, like online, where you can kind of submit it on your own. Do you recommend people kind of reach out to you guys first, or maybe submit that application? And also, can it be amended once it's submitted? So let's say I submit it and then speak to someone and I'm like, oh, you know what? I need to go change this. What would the process kind of be like, or what's the best way to go about that?
Sure. So we do have our online application available at www.peoplefund.org. You can apply online. You create kind of like a small account, and then it'll prompt you into your loan application. They will ask you for all your personal information, the business. They'll go into your financials, credit history. So all of that you can submit it online. If you do need to go back and edit it, you also can, since it's a small little account. But that information, you can also talk to your loan officer and they can update it on their end. So that's one way of doing the application. We can also send you a copy via email, and then you can just send that back to us as well. So that's all available for clients. And if you're interested in applying, you can submit your application either or. If you do have any questions, specific questions on anything, you're more than welcome to reach out to our loan officer, Manuel Santos, or myself. So, we can help you for any detailed questions you may have. But in order to apply, you do not have to give us a call before, hey, I'm going to apply for this business. You can just go ahead and move forward with our online application.
Awesome. Yeah, it's good to know. Yeah, I went through that process with one of our incubator members. It's pretty simple. It kind of explains everything. It's kind of segmented. But yeah, I can see some people maybe getting, like, if they've never applied for a loan before, but I guess that's why it's good to have support from the PeopleFund team. I'm not seeing any
So
other
since we ask a lot of information, it can be sometimes overwhelming to someone that's doing like a startup startup business. But if you get stuck on any questions or don't know what to put on anything, you are more than welcome to just give us a call and we can guide you. Or if you'd like, we can also get on a Zoom call and we can try and fill out the application together as well. So because of COVID, I mean, we're still helping out clients in any way possible. So we can even get on a Zoom call as well.
Awesome. That's good to know. Again, I don't see any other questions. That was my question, just considering I've helped someone apply through that portal. So if there's no more questions, just to kind of respect everyone's time that's here participating. Thank you again to everybody who joined in, everybody who's watching on Facebook or is watching later. Thank you. This video will remain on our Facebook page. It's been shared on other pages as well. You can also access yesterday's video. Again, this is kind of a two-part thing, right? Looking at the funding options that you have, and then making sure you plan your taxes correctly for that. Also, we did a PPP informational webinar a few weeks back. That's also on our Facebook page, so you can access that. We did updates to PPP. We walked through every step of the application. But again, as we said then, the best way to handle that stuff is to go through your bank or through an organization like PeopleFund, or an accountant or somebody else that can help you with that. All right, that said, thank you everybody. Thank you, Victoria, again for not just presenting today, but kind of helping us put this together as well.
Sure, of course. Yeah, we're happy to be here with MileOne. We're great partners. So anything you all need, any of your viewers out there have any questions, just feel free to ask away, give us a call, or send us an email too.
Yeah, for sure. And anyone watching as well, if you have any questions about MileOne, PeopleFund, any of the things we've covered, feel free to shoot us a message too. We'll definitely direct you to the right people. Alrighty, well, thank you everyone. We'll see you next time, and feel free to reach out to us at any point. Bye.